ESPN released a bracket on Instagram the other day of the best finals MVPs of all time. So we have a list of 16 NBA Finals MVPs, and they threw them into a bracket. And as a collective group, we are going to complete it and see who comes out on top. So I got the players here in the bracket as well. I also wrote down their stats as well in case you guys don't know how well they did that year. That will be available if needed. Starting off with the left side of the bracket, we have 2016 LeBron James versus 2022 Steph Curry. 2016 LeBron James averaged 29.7 points, 11.3 rebounds, 8.9 assists. 2022 Steph Curry, 31.2 points, 6 boards, 5 assists.
Hey man, my head's in 2016 LeBron. I mean, come on, coming back down 3-1, you got to go with him.
Yeah, it's historical context there. I
Yeah.
mean, numbers just to a point just don't matter to that extent.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Curry could have averaged 35 against that Celtics team, and I really would still be like 2016 LeBron because that was like the greatest. That was the greatest regular season basketball team we've ever seen. And then
Yep.
LeBron said, "Oh, let me put myself down 3-1 just to make it the most historical finals ever."
Definitely the most memorable like finals I've ever witnessed for sure. The way I look at it is that's 2016 LeBron might be the best form we've ever seen him in. And I know people would probably like argue that and say, Heat LeBron, all this other stuff, but I mean, come on. That Cavaliers LeBron was averaging 40. I mean, he was ridiculous and I just on paper, I guess I would look at it as that was the best version of LeBron to me. Was 2022 Curry the best version of himself? No, not really. Like we had seen him playing even better in the past. I mean, that no discrediting to his performance, obviously, but yeah, I think this is an obvious answer. Let's go 2016 LeBron.
Like Matt said, the numbers are there, but at the end of the day, it comes down to aura. We're going 2016 LeBron for this right here.
Thanks.
Go ahead and write this in. Been a big word thrown around recently. So up next, we have 1995 Hakeem Olajuwon versus 2019 Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi in 2019, 28.5 points, 9.8 boards, 4.2 assists. Olajuwon in 1995, 32.8 points, 11.5 boards, 5.5 assists. Which way we going, fellas?
Jesus.
Yeah. Even man put it together that year without Jordan. Without Jordan in the league.
I'll just say something real quick. Kev, when you came on the podcast yesterday, you saw my Kawhi bias. I'm a massive Kawhi Leonard fan.
Yes.
Even I can't back that. Like that is 32 and a half, and as a center, 5.5 assists and 12 rebounds. Yeah, all right. Hakeem, you could have it, brother. Like that's all you, man.
yeah, I was leaning towards Hakeem, even though that Kawhi run was magnificent. But like you said, 32, 11, and 5 is absolutely dominant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually a hater of the past. I'm not gonna lie. Like if on paper, if I had to go like the old heads or some of our newer guys, I'm always gonna go the newer guys. But yeah, I guess you can't really compete with that kind of numbers. I mean,
I was just letting you know, this ain't no other old head. This ain't Bob Cousy.
no,
This
I
is
know.
Hakeem. Hakeem,
It's
the
not. Yeah.
dream. Third matchup in the left side of the bracket. We have 2003 Tim Duncan versus 2006 Dwayne Wade. 03 Duncan averaged 24.2 points, 17 boards, 5.3 assists. D Wade 2006, 34.7 points, 7.8 boards, 3.8 assists. I think this one's pretty close.
Yeah, this one is close.
But
My
D Wade was like 22 or 23 years old when
He
he
was
did this.
super young, bro.
that's what I was
Insanely
about
young.
to say. That was the Miami Heat's first title, and for D Wade to lead that team with Shaq, my heart's with D Wade, man. I mean, dude, 35 is insane. I mean, I love Tim Duncan too. I think he's all time great and very underrated, but I'm gonna go with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go D Wade. I mean, as insane as that that rebound number is, I think I'm still gonna have to go D Wade on this one.
Nah, that finals MVP was crazy though. That one version of Wade is like one of the best playoff performers we've ever seen. So I mean, yeah, I didn't need to have a deciding vote here, but I'd also go with Dwayne Wade. It's another sweep. So
Finishing up the left side of the bracket, we have 1971 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus 2017 Kevin Durant. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in 1971, 27 points, 18 and a half boards, 2.8 assists. KD in 2017, 35.2 points, 8 boards, 5.5 assists.
This is gonna sound crazy. I think I'm gonna go with Kareem, just because I think with that loaded
I don't think that's
Warriors
crazy.
offense, with this loaded Warriors offense, I'm gonna have to go with Kareem, man.
I don't think it's crazy that you went with Kareem over KD there. I
tell
don't
him
think
that
it's that crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, like obvious answer to me would be KD. But even just like to your point, I think you said, Victor, that that team was loaded with offensive players. I know Kevin has made this comment before, and I'm kind of jumping on that bandwagon too. I mean, it's still difficult to average as many points as he did, even with a supporting cast that he did. I mean, and they still had to go through a lot of good teams. I mean, I would say like from 2016 to 2022, we saw some really good basketball play, and a lot of our favorite players right now were at their peaks. So, you know, we may not remember every single playoff series that was that year, but I'm sure if I remember correctly, KD still had to put on his big boy jacket and big boy pants and, you know, pull them out of that out of a few series. So, yeah, I'm gonna go KD on this one. To me, this is easy.
Oh wow. Okay, so now I do get the deciding vote. All right, I'm like the biggest Kevin Durant hater. Like on my pod, I'm a notorious Kevin Durant hater. But bro, 35 is 35. I know how great that team was, but he stared down the barrel against LeBron and like kind of said, "Yeah, I'm the best player in the world now." I remember that was the discussion that off season. I have to go with Kevin Durant, bro. That was crazy. Like, granted, if this was 2018 when it was against literally just LeBron James, I would say I would take Kareem, but nah, man. Like, this was 17 back when LeBron still had Kyrie too. So, and they just demolished them, walked right through them. The year after that, they lost in the finals to the Cavs. So,
Now moving on to the right side, we have 2000 Shaquille O'Neal versus 2023 Jokic. Shaq in 2000 averaged 38 points, 16.7 boards, 2.7 blocks per game. Didn't give his assists because he probably wasn't getting any. And then Jokic in 2023, 30 points, 14 boards, 7 assists. Battle of the big men right here.
what was Shaq's points again?
38.
38.
38 points in that 2000 finals. That's absurd.
All right, well, I love Jokic, but see you later, buddy. I mean, 38 is insane. What the hell is that shit?
Yeah, that's hard. That's
There's no arguing against 38 points per game. Like,
Yeah,
what am I even supposed to say?
yeah.
That
Honestly,
yeah, dominance.
and damn near 17 boards too, 16.7. Average more points, average more rebounds than Jokic. I love Jokic
So
very, very much, but I can't even deny this one here. It's just that's absurd. That shouldn't
Yeah.
be allowed.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers went 16-1 in that playoff run and just walked through the NBA. Like just walked through it.
I mean,
So,
shit, even if I didn't know that for sure, when you have your center doing this and you still have Kobe Bryant on your team, I'm surprised they lost the game.
yep. Yeah, I'd agree.
Clean sweep for Shaq there. Moving on, we have 1986 Larry Bird versus 1980 Magic Johnson. Sorry, Daniel, we got two old timers in here. Larry Bird in 86, 24 points, 9.7 boards, 9.5 assists. Magic Johnson in 1980, 21 and a half points, 11.2 boards, 8.7 assists. Both of them almost averaging a triple double.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Larry Bird on this one. Not gonna lie.
I think I'm probably gonna go Larry Legend too. I mean, the near 10 boards and near 10 assists is kind of crazy. Even though Magic ain't too far off, it's just man, and they probably played each other for both of these for like different years for all I know. Like they just
Right.
played each other every single year. So
Yeah.
yeah, nah,
Even
that
in college.
exactly. Like they were the dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Larry on that one.
yeah, that's where my heart was at too.
Clean sweep for Larry. Last two games in the far right bracket. We got '09 Kobe Bryant versus, this could be crazy, versus 1969 Jerry West.
Oh, worse.
But I'm going to get to it. Kobe Bryant in '09, 32 points, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. Jerry West in 1969, 38 points, 4.7 boards, 7.4 assists.
Is that the year he lost?
I think that's the year he lost, and he still won Finals MVP.
MVP.
But he was averaging 38, so it kind of makes sense. It's funny because we had this discussion yesterday on your podcast. Like, if what would Luka have to do to win Finals MVP, even if they lose? This is what he would have to do.
Yeah. I said
Minimum
40-point triple-double at minimum.
Yeah,
I said if he
at
averages
bare
a
minimum.
40-point triple-double and they lose in the finals, he deserves to get Finals MVP.
Exactly.
I want to hear what you guys have to say first.
Man, I think the fact that Jerry West lost, averaging 38.7, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe, man. Kobe was a dog then too, so I'm gonna go Kobe.
In no universe, I'm like acting like I'm gonna fucking pick Jerry West. I'm not. It's Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Bro's literally the NBA logo. You're just dismissing it. Not saying I'd pick Jerry West over Kobe, but Jerry West isn't a nobody.
No, he's not.
I would rather have 32 in a ring than 38 and no ring. So
That's a good point.
Yeah. The loss here, I feel like it was a big deciding factor.
Doesn't mean a thing without the ring. That's all I gotta say.
exactly.
We've seen it.
Charles Barkley
So-
catches shit all the time.
He does. So moving on to our very last game of the first round, we have 2021 Giannis versus 1993 three-peat Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan in this series in the finals, 41 points, 8.5 boards, 6.3 assists. Giannis, 35 points, 13 boards, 5 assists. 41 is just, can I just put Jordan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, we're all Bulls fans besides Matt. We gotta go Jordan.
What the hell is that shit?
That's crazy. That's yeah. Yeah.
Giannis didn't even
that's what I'm
stand a chance, and he had one of the greatest game sevens we'd ever witnessed. Or game 6, whatever it was, the closeout game.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like what, 50?
Yeah,
50 that game? Absurd.
They won 4 straight.
Yeah, that was wild. Reverse sweep, baby.
Yeah, no one ever talks about that finals, and the run that Giannis had in the finals. It's pretty interesting, but very, very, very slept on, I will say. We're going to go ahead and move on to the second round here, starting off with the left side. 2016 LeBron versus 95 Olajuwon.
All right, I'll start. It has to be LeBron. Like, it still does.
Yeah.
It still
That's
does.
what I-
Just the context of the situation, the team he played against, like, he has to keep going.
Yeah.
It can't stop now.
He's definitely
Yeah.
the Boston Celtics of this bracket. If he loses somehow, this is rigged. This is bad.
Yeah, I was going LeBron too, man. That finals run is historic. No team in history has ever done that before. You got to send LeBron.
Got a clean sweep there. So meeting LeBron in the conference finals for NBA Finals MVP of all times, we either have 06 D Wade or 2017 KD.
Shit, I'm going D Wade, man. 22 years old to be doing that. Led the Heat to their first title. Give me D Wade. I might just be hating.
I don't know. Is it too much to say that KD like really hasn't proven? And because Victor said earlier, about the offense thing, and then I kind of rebutted with, you still got to score a lot of points even with a good offense. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like KD maybe hasn't proven that outside of that he can lead a team the same way that D Wade did. I guess I have to go D Wade.
Yeah, I would have agreed with you guys. I mean, he averaged just as many with a lesser supporting cast, and he was more relied upon to do that too. So he had, like, if he didn't, they wouldn't have had a shot. So if KD averaged 28, they still got a pretty decent fucking shot at winning that finals. So
Yeah.
Are we
All right, so
sending
now we're
LeBron
starting
though?
off.
we have to. Do we
Because
continue with
it's-
this side of the bracket?
Yeah, I think because we had LeBron and D Wade, right, left, and then we just sent
Poetic.
them.
Yeah, send LeBron to the final.
Yeah.
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 Sure. So LeBron is going to the final.
We know what this
Now
is
we
going to
it
end up
just
being, guys.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
We
exactly.
know
I
exactly
think
where
this
this is
is
We gotta
going.
I
see.
think this is what Kevin wanted too.
Gotta see where it goes
This
for.
is
Hey,
exactly what he
I
wanted.
didn't make this bracket. This was pretty set. ESPN knows. ESPN knew what they wanted. They
Yeah.
ain't making this shit.
Yeah.
But finishing up the right side, we have 2000 Shaq versus 86 Larry Bird. Where our heads
Send
at?
Shaq.
I would pick Shaq as well.
Yeah, Shaq.
38.
Sending the big diesel. Then it's gonna be another crazy one, depending on who you ask. Thank God there's no Lakers fans in here. 09 Kobe, 93 Jordan.
It ain't even a debate.
Yeah, no.
I love
To
you,
logical,
Cohen. I love
to
you,
logical
Cohen.
people, it's not.
To watch.
John, we have a buddy that definitely would put Kobe above on that for sure.
Bro, 41, man. You
Yeah,
can't
no,
even argue with 41.
yeah. You can't
Like-
argue with this kid
Hey.
either, so
People argue 2 + 2 is not 4. So
yeah.
You're right. We are in a
You can
different
argue
generation now. We are in a different
We are.
generation now. No, I think it's Jordan. It's obvious it's Jordan.
So now we have Shaq and Jordan.
What's better than 38? 41.
Three
Yeah.
more.
So
It-
Three more than 38.
that finals
So
run
now-
from Shaq was dominant, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Jordan too.
and it was the three-peat.
Repeat.
Granted,
Yeah.
Shaq did go on to three-peat, but that wasn't the three-peat. Jordan
Right.
averaged 41 in a year that he had all the pressure on him to go three.
Yeah.
Like that makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
So
Okay, honestly, yeah, you kind of just like I wasn't really gonna go Shaq. Like I was still gonna go Jordan, but you pushed me like way over the edge. And the only reason why I was thinking about it was because I'm very big on, like I said, with the whole like, because we talked in detail about like what we would do on like on our all-time team. You know, I've been very adamant about Curry being my point guard, but like that whole Shaq and Giannis thing, like I just can't bring myself to pull out one of those guys because of how dominant they are. And in my head, I imagine that they would just change the scope of any finals matchup that you would put him into. I mean, like, you know, you put Shaq against Jordan in that final series 2003. I don't know how well that's going to go, but that's a very fantasy situation. I'm still going to go with the ghost that everyone's been chasing in Chicago.
But now, the big question, we're in the final of the two greatest NBA Finals MVPs of all time, according to us four, and what we have picked. We have 2016 LeBron James versus 1993 Michael Jordan. Who is the greatest NBA Finals MVP of all time?
it's almost
I'm-
like the two greatest basketball players to ever live.
I
Yeah.
know.
Wow, what a surprise.
Some would say.
What a surprise. This one ended up this way, as if we can't get enough of the Jordan LeBron debates. I mean, look, for all the reasons that I just listed, Jordan, to move on, LeBron James is my GOAT, first and foremost. But Michael Jordan, that might be the greatest finals MVP we'll ever see, given the pressure of the situation and the fact that he averaged 41 points. I don't care who he went against. To average 41 on a year that you had to three-peat, come on. Like it's signed, sealed, and delivered from me, I think.
I mean, you can't really discredit what Jordan obviously did with that three-peat, but if you're putting aside the three-peat in the history and you're just looking at finals MVP of that year, honestly, I'm big on LeBron. Like I think I'm gonna take him on this one. I know I've said it. I'm gonna stop saying it now because I think the game is over. But yeah, like when I just think about who I'd want on a team, that version of LeBron is the greatest athlete I think I've ever seen touch the court. I mean, granted, I'm not going back on YouTube and watching highlights of Jerry West. Jerry West catching strays a lot right now this
A
episode
lot.
from me, but but it's okay. But yeah, no. All jokes aside, I really do think that LeBron James is the better player. Just going matchup to matchup. I'm sorry, Victor, but I'm gonna go Jordan, or I'm gonna go LeBron on this one.
Well, I'll be the tiebreaker. And if you thought I was going LeBron, you were wrong. I'm going Jordan. Come on, man. Got to represent Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, the LeBron is close, man, given the circumstances too. But come on.
Despite all of our disagreements here, Michael Jordan, 1993, greatest finals MVP of all time, according to us four right here. GMLB. Thank you, ESPN, for the list. Let us know down below who you guys thought and if we made any mistakes, and if so, what. We'll love to read them. I know I'll definitely read them.
and we'll see y'all next week.